Hello, my name's Steve Bland. I'm doing Masters of Teaching at Primary and Secondary, Dual Strand. And today I'm talking about this book here. It's a book called Two Mates. Now, when I was thinking which book to choose for this assignment, I had in mind my grade 1 class last semester at Polar Parkways. And yeah, had them in mind. There wasn't any Indigenous Australians there, but there was amazing diversity of culture. Some from Serbia, some from, well, one boy from Serbia, Italy, and a lot from Asia, China, down to sort of Southeast Asia, Vietnam, and yeah, over to yeah, Sri Lankan and Indian. So very diverse. So this book, Two Mates, it's actually about two mates, and we're introduced to the first of the two mates. His name is Jack. So there he is. So we assume from that picture, and that he comes from the Kimberleys, but it's never mentioned that we assume that Jack is Aboriginal. And his best mate is Raph. And again, it's never mentioned, but we assume from the picture there that he's more European. And together the two mates get up to everything together. Everything that probably, I don't know, 10-year-old boys would do. They go tadpoling. They do things that are very more of a Western cultural thing to do, such as rod and reel fishing, as you can see there, taking out the boat. That's what Raph does with his father, and take Jack along. And they do things that are very Aboriginal culture, such as what they're doing here, which is hunting for goannas. As you can see a goanna there. They call Barney. They're doing that with Jack's uncle, who we assume is Aboriginal. And they do things that are neither really their culture, such as what they're doing here. They're eating satay at the market, which is almost more of a Eastern cultural thing, chicken satay. They also do things that probably all boys around the world would do, such as looking for animals. Here they are at the beach, looking for crabs. And there they are riding on a quad bike. Have very active imaginations because they pretend that they're astronauts there. And they do other things like splashing around the pool. And there they are at school together. The reason why I fell in love with this book is because, turning over the page here, we actually find that Raph is bound to a wheelchair. And nowhere throughout the book does it mention that. He's just like a normal boy. He does everything. He's swimming, he's there on the quad bike, and we sort of see there, okay, he's sitting there, always he's sitting, but he's joining in everything. It's a lovely, lovely book. And then turning over the page, the next page, we actually find out, there we go, where are we? There. That Raph and Jack are actually real people, and that's their family. Raph there, where is he? There, and that's Jack there. And Jack's mum is the one that actually wrote this book. And turning over the page, we have a little letter here from Raph's mum, King, that talks about how Raph was born with spina bifida and has always been bound to a wheelchair, but obviously he does absolutely everything, and Jack is a fantastic friend for him. Well, yeah, so two mates here. I would love to start talking to the kids about different cultures that they have, and encourage them to go home to their families and talk to them about what makes their family unique from everybody else, and yeah, bring that together and yeah, discuss with the kids how that we've got this diversity of of culture and how that actually enriches our classroom rather than detracts from it. And I'd like to get the kids to write their own autobiography. So in this sort of style, in this lovely sort of picture, and then just something very simple that they do that makes them unique and is their culture. And it also be a great book to introduce Aboriginal culture to the children, because obviously there's a few things that come up that are very Aboriginal. And talk about the art and the languages and the food and the music that makes Aboriginal culture so unique. Also, I would introduce some of the history of white settlement and how Aboriginals were just treated really poorly, but today we've come together as a nation. We're really trying to close that gap and work hard on getting Aboriginals and the white Australians, I suppose, to come together and be one nation. Well, thank you for listening to me. It's a fantastic book to read to kids. I think you can bring up so much out of it. So, thank you. Goodbye.